All right, let's talk about something that pretty much everyone with a credit history has wondered about. When does the clock really start on negative information on your credit report? You might think you know the answer, but I promise you it's not as simple as it sounds.
You know that sinking feeling? Maybe you missed a payment or an old account went to collections. Suddenly, there's this mark on your credit report, and the big, looming question is always the same. How long is this thing going to haunt me?
And the answer you almost always hear is 7 years, right? The Fair Credit Reporting Act, the FCRA, says that most of these negative items can stick around on your report for up to 7 years. Seems pretty straightforward, but it's not.
Whoa, not so fast. Here's the catch. 7 years from when exactly? Is it from the day you closed the account? The day it got sold to a collector? This starting point is, without a doubt, the most misunderstood part of the whole rule, and we're going to clear it all up right now.
The key to unlocking this whole mystery is a little four-letter acronym that the credit world lives by, DOFD. This is what officially starts that 7-year stopwatch.
DOFD stands for the Date of First Delinquency. Now, the wording here is super important. It's the date of the first missed payment in an uninterrupted series of missed payments. That one specific date is the starting pistol for the 7-year race.
Okay, that's the textbook definition. But let's be real. Seeing it play out is what actually makes it click. So let's walk through a couple of quick scenarios to see exactly how this DOFD really works.
So first up, we've got the most common situation. This is the classic story of an account that falls behind and just stays that way.
Okay, so follow along with the timeline here. November 2021, the last on-time payment is made. Then, the December payment is missed. By January 20th, 2022, the account hits 30 days late. And bam, that is the moment. The date of first delinquency is officially set. See how the account isn't charged off until way later in October? It doesn't matter. The clock already started ticking back in January.
And this right here really hammers home the core rule. The date the account is charged off doesn't matter for the 7-year clock. The date it goes to collections doesn't matter either. The only thing that matters is that very first 30-day delinquency that kicks off the whole uninterrupted slide. That's the anchor. But what if there's a plot twist? What if you actually try to get back on track? This is where things get really interesting and where knowing this rule can make a massive difference. So this story starts the exact same way. A missed payment in December. But look what happens in February. The account is brought current. This is huge. This one action is like hitting a giant reset button on the clock. So when a new payment is missed in May and the account hits 30 days late again in June, a brand new DOFD gets established. The single most important action here, the game changer, is bringing that account from delinquent back to current. Even if it was just for a little while, that action cured the original delinquency. It broke the chain. So when things went south again, the system had to set a new starting line. Now let's put them side by side because this is where it all comes together. Both stories start with the same missed payment. But in scenario 1, because the person stayed delinquent, that January DOFD was locked in. In scenario 2, bringing the account current, even temporarily, pushed the DOFD forward 5 whole months to June. And what does that mean? It means the negative mark from scenario 2 is going to stay on that credit report 5 months longer. So why are we getting into all this nitty-gritty detail? Why does this matter to you? Well, because understanding this stuff isn't just trivia. It directly impacts how you read your own credit report and plan your financial future. So let's boil it down one last time. The absolute key takeaways are, number 1, the 7-year clock starts from the DOFD, period, not the charge-off date. Number 2, that DOFD is set by the very first missed payment in an unbroken chain. And number 3, this is the big one, bringing an account current resets that clock. If you stumble again later, you're getting a new DOFD. Look, at the end of the day, this isn't just about knowing some obscure credit jargon. This is about empowerment. Now, when you pull your own credit report, you can actually find that DOFD and know exactly when a negative item is supposed to fall off. It gives you real clarity on your financial story. So I'll just leave you with this to think about. Now that you know that catching up and bringing an account current actually resets that 7-year clock, does that change how you might think about handling a past due bill? It's a tricky question, but it's one you're now fully equipped to think through.